Hey everybody. Um, I'm posting the final project now, and I wanted to give you guys a little video to give you some tips on how you're going to do it. Um, because, well, I'll show you here. So, to get to the final project, here's the class canvas page. Go to modules like usual. Go down to the very bottom, and it'll say final project. Okay, click on that. You'll pop this out in another window. Again, this is in Smart Sparrow, so be sure you're not blocking pop-ups and make sure that Flash is enabled. In fact, I'm going to make sure that Flash is enabled right here just to be on the safe side. Okay, so when you enter the project for the first time, it'll look like this. Flash is not turned on. Let's fix that. Reload the page. Okay, we're good to go. All right. When you enter the project for the first time, it's going to look like this. It's going to look pretty bare bones because we are still in the project. We're still in the process of building out this final project. So it's not in its final form yet. Which for you is good because it means there's less for you to do, but it's also not going to make a lot of sense when you first start this. So go ahead and read all this literature here. Click next. All right. All of this stuff that it talks here about money and data collection and stuff, the ultimate idea for this project is to sort of make it a game where we give you money and then you have to spend the money to collect your data, and if you have money left over at the end of the project, you get extra credit. I don't know. We haven't figured that part out yet, but don't worry about that. Okay, don't worry about the money thing. This window will look gray. Nothing's broken. That's the way it's supposed to look because we haven't built that out yet. So don't worry about that. Click next. Here's the main menu for the project. Okay, here's a photo that we actually took from the GCC North Campus Observatory. So there's Thunderbird Park in the background. You are going to be looking at these three objects. Okay, your job, click on one. All right, it'll look like this. All right, your job is to identify what the object is that you're looking at, and then answer some questions about it. Figure out what about the object that you can figure out. So this is going to be very much the same things that you've already done from the homework, but you just won't have the homework holding your hand for you. Okay, so you have a 1 meter telescope and you have a 10-meter telescope to look at this object. You're always going to start out with the 1 meter telescope, so go ahead and open up the 1 meter telescope. Okay, here's your object. All right, you take this picture. You can take the light curve, so click Take Light Curve, and then all of a sudden the light curve for that object will show up right there. Oh, okay, it's a flat light curve. Okay, well that tells you something. All right, click Take the Spectrum, and now you can look at the spectrum of this object. For all of the objects, okay, here's a lab spectrum, which means here's the spectrum of an object at rest, so with no Doppler shift or anything. Here's the spectrum of the actual object. So there's a little bit of Doppler shift there, it looks like. Maybe that tells you something. So this is with the zoomed out view, right? The 1 meter telescope is always going to give you a zoomed out view. If you want to look closer, take your little reticle and say, okay, I'm going to zoom in to where that black box is right there, that dotted line box. Drop your reticle there and say, okay, I want to zoom in there. And if you click the 1 meter telescope, if you click the 10 meter telescope, now it'll zoom in, and now you're zoomed in on this one object in that field. Okay? Click Take Spectrum and Take Light Curve again, and now you can look at the light curve for this specific object. So it's got a little bit of a changing light curve there. And you can look at the spectrum of this object too. All right. Your first task is identify what this object is. So if you go back to the 1 meter telescope, identify what the object is. Is this thing you're looking at a binary star, a star cluster, a galaxy, or a galaxy cluster? All right. Let's say you think it's a binary star. All right. You click binary star, then you'll click identify. And once you identify what this object is, that unlocks the rest of the questions for you to figure out about this object. Some of these questions you'll be able to answer from the 1 meter telescope view. Some of the questions you've got to zoom in with the 10 meter telescope, use the information you're given there from the light curve and the spectrum, and you can answer the rest of those questions. All right. I'm going to just put in some dummy values here. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, sure, that's a white dwarf. That's a red giant. Sure, why not? Blah, blah, blah. I'm just putting in some random values here. 1, 3, sure, who knows? Once you've got all your answers, click check score. Okay? Each of your 3 objects is worth 10 points. Okay, so the project is only worth 30 points. Again, because the project is small and we're still building it out. So the project that you have to do is worth 30 points total. Each object is worth 10 points. Your score is based on accuracy. Okay, so the closer you are to the right answer, the closer you're going to get to getting all 10 points. Okay, so you spend as much time as you need to, get as close to the right answer as you can. There's no reason why you shouldn't get almost all the points for this project. Because as long as you get the right answer, you get all 10 points for each object. Okay, there is no penalty for getting a wrong answer the first time. Okay, so if you put in a wrong answer and you click check score and you get a low score, I mean, the reason why I'm getting a score of 0 is because these are random values and I must be way off. If I put in the wrong answers and then I go, oh, I must be making a mistake. Okay, and then I check my work and I realize, like, oh, this should be 2 and this should be 5. You know, change your answers, click check score again. It'll update your score for this object. There is no penalty. You're losing no points for having gotten wrong answers the first time. So spend as much time as you need to get the right answers, and you should get all the points. All right. When you're done with this object, or when you just want to click away and look at something else, take a break from this one, click Return to Sky View. So this sky view here, this is your sky view, and you can go and look at the second object here. The 10 meter telescope, okay, or 1 meter telescope, okay. So there's 2 other objects, 2 new objects, all right. So this sky view button, Return to Sky View, this is how you're going to navigate from one object to another. All right, so on, okay. Your answers are saved by the website. So let me just double check this here. Okay. Okay, so this may be a little bit of a glitch. So your answers should be saved on the site. So if you click away, if you go back to the sky view, look at another object, and then come back to this later, your answers should be saved. Maybe that's because my answers are just were totally made up nonsense, and therefore there was no points to save because I was wrong. That might be the case. If you're getting the right answers and then you click check score and it gives you like real values, you know, non-zero values, then it should save your work. Just to be on the safe side, I'd say as you're writing down answers, make sure you make a backup, right? Write down your answers on an Excel spreadsheet or a piece of paper or whatever. Just in case the site doesn't save your work, you can just type it back in again. Just to be on the safe side. It should be working. It probably does. It probably will for you. It's probably just not working because I'm just making stuff up here. But just to be on the safe side, make sure you save everything. Okay, so each of these objects is worth 10 points. The whole project is worth 30 points total. All right. When you're all done with all 3 objects and you're happy with your score, click I'm done. It will give a total here. All right. If you don't want to finish, now Your project is not done, and most importantly, your scores are not sent to me until you click Finish and Submit. Okay? So if you want to see your total score and if you want to go back to an object, okay, click on that. Okay, here's object 3, which I haven't looked at yet. But, okay, return to sky view. Okay, and then you can click I'm done again. All right? If you're done, and you want to send the score to me, you click Finish and Submit. And then it says you're done. Congratulations, you're done. Okay? Then the scores get sent to me. So your score is not submitted to me until you click Finish and Submit. All right. I need you to do, so make sure you do that when you're done. I need you to do one more thing for me. Okay? When you are done, when you're on this page here, I want you to take a screenshot because, as I said, when you click Finish and Submit, the score should get sent to me. But we're still working out the bugs here and we're still beta testing. So, just in case, okay, just in case your final score doesn't get sent to me, I need you to take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of this whole window with your score breakdown and your name, because I need to know who to give the points to. So take a screenshot of this screen, and I will make a submission Dropbox where you can submit that photo to me, just like you've been submitting files to me all semester. And that'll be a good backup, because every once in a while, every semester, for no rhyme or reason, some students will finish the project and the score just won't get sent to me. Everybody else's will, but there's always like 2 students whose scores don't get sent to me. And I don't want to deal with that. So I want you to click Finish and Submit, but also take this screenshot, send that file, post that file to me on Canvas, and that way when I go to look at the grades, in case I see a 0, if I see a 0 for your score, I want to make sure that it's actually a 0 and not a mistake. Okay? So I will have you do both. You will click Finish and Submit for your project, and you will send me that photo. Okay? Okay. I think if something goes wrong, if there's something really stuck, and if you need to restart the project, you can always go up here to these 3 bars and click Restart Lesson, and it will wipe everything, and you can restart all over again as if nothing happened. Your score will be reset to 0. There's no penalty. This is just like, I mean, it'll erase all of your work, which is again why you want to have everything written down as a backup. But just in case something glitches, you can always just go here, restart the lesson, erase everything, and hopefully you'll get unstuck. It's worked in the past. Okay, so as you're doing the work, make sure you write down your results so that there are backups. It is worth saying that each of you is going to have a different project. These values, for instance, the values for the spectrum and the light curve and all this are randomly generated by the program. So don't copy off somebody else's project, right? Because you and everybody else in the class is going to have a slightly different project with slightly different values. So if you're copying somebody else's answers, you're going to get the wrong answer. You can work together though. So you and classmates can work together on the project, help each other out, give each other tips. You'll have different answers, but it'll be the same procedure. So I'm okay with you guys working together. Also, you can get help from me or from Andrea. Okay? So I will, Andrea and I can help you on the project if you're stuck, if you have questions. We're not going to give you the answers, obviously. But we'll help you out. Okay? So just work through each object, identify what the object is, answer everything about that object that you can, and then when you're done, make sure that you submit your score to me and that you send me the screenshot. Okay? All right. Go ahead and get started. This is due Thursday the 30th. Right? That's the last day of the semester here. So Thursday the 30th, Thursday, July 30th, is the last day. At midnight, so I mean at 11:59 p.m. So I'll give you all day to do it, but it needs to be in by end of the day on the last day of the semester. so that Friday morning I can download everybody's scores and get your final grades to you. All right. If you have questions, if you get stuck, if you need some help, ask me, ask Andrea. Andrea's done this, so she knows all how to do this. It should be pretty easy, honestly. So it's everything you've already seen from the homework. But if it's been a couple weeks, because it has, all you got to do is ask for help. All right. So good luck, and get to it. All right. Have a good day, everybody.